Now let's turn our attention to Pakistan. Today is the 29th of June. It's Eid al-Adha, one of the holiest days in the Islamic Republic and the Islamic calendar. The celebrations are set to go on for 3 days, but Islamabad is hoping to celebrate more than Eid this weekend. They're hoping to avert a crisis, to meet a tough deadline. They had a deal with the IMF that expires tomorrow. This deal was signed in 2019. The IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, was to give Pakistan more than $6 billion. But as always, conditions applied. Now, Pakistan being Pakistan did not meet those conditions. So last October, the IMF froze the bailout. Some of the money has already gone to Pakistan, the rest is frozen. The IMF stopped giving any more installments, or tranches as they call them. And this deal expires tomorrow, that is the 30th of June. So unless Pakistan pulls a rabbit out of the hat, it's not getting the money. And it wants this money desperately. So Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is running from pillar to post. He's had multiple meetings with the IMF chief last week, first in person in Paris and then online. Then on Sunday, Pakistan revised its annual budget to suit the expectations of the IMF. It introduced some fiscal reform. Now the world is watching to see if Pakistan can secure a deal at the 11th hour, as are the people of Pakistan, because they're the ones who've been suffering. Record inflation, higher taxes, steeper interest rates, and a devastating flood last year. It left almost 2,000 people dead and 2 million homeless. So it's no surprise that this Eid doesn't feel too festive for many in Pakistan. Here's a report.
It's Eid al-Adha in Pakistan today, one of the holiest days in Islam. It roughly translates to the Feast of the Sacrifice. And for many Pakistanis, their sacrifice is worth more than ever this year. Because the country has been hammered by an economic disaster, and as a result, the prices of the sacrificial animals are soaring.
This year's inflation rate is higher than in past years, so the prices of sacrificial animals has also gone sky high. Because of this, there are fewer animals in markets compared to the past, as many people are opting to share animals and give a joint sacrifice.
At some places, prices are reportedly close to double of what they were a year ago. And there are a lot of reasons for this. Pakistan's economic crisis is, of course, the main one. The war in Ukraine is another cause. It has led to rising food and fuel prices around the world.
As petrol became more expensive, the prices also increased. Now coming to this market and renting a stall here is also higher. They used to charge less. The transportation costs have also increased. These are the reasons why the cattle prices are higher this year. So much so that an animal which we used to sell for 150,000 Pakistani rupees last year is now around 240 or 250 Pakistani rupees. One main reason is that the cattle fodder has also become expensive, hence the cattle prices are high.
Add to this the losses caused by last year's devastating floods. A lot was spoken about the human cost, but it wasn't just humans that died.
The floods last year caused diseases in livestock, whether it was in Sindh, Punjab, or Balochistan province. Many cattle died of diseases, which has also caused a shortage of cattle this year.
Pakistani officials estimate that about 700,000 cattle were lost in the floods, and the disease and food shortages that followed affected even more animals. So the supply of animals for the Eid al-Adha sacrifice has decreased and prices are up. The devout will still buy the sacrificial animals though, often with cash. Problem is, they're short of that too. ATMs are running out of cash. This is happening in the city of Karachi. They don't have money, and in many cases, goats are being stolen. Yes, stolen. Thieves are robbing people who walk home with the animals they've bought. About 70 such incidents have taken place so far. For people like this, even the festival of Eid brings no cheer. The economic crisis has been tough on the nation, and like always, it's the most vulnerable who bear the brunt.